So here we take a look at Thunder. This is just a login screen. It's on purposely doesn't have any headings on it, so if somebody comes to it, they don't really know what they're logging into. So you have to type in the username and the password, and that brings you right in. Start off a day, you end up with no appointments there until somebody puts them in, which is usually done the day before. So you can go on to any specific day, and you pick a time, you type in the last name. If the person has existed, their button will come up. If that name as you type it doesn't exist, no found patients will be there, but it allows you to insert a new patient. So you put the specifics of the patient in. Make sure you format the birthday to the specs up above, YY. There we go. YYMMDD is the birthday. Then you can pick the person from the found patients list and set the appointment. So that first appointment set for 8 a.m. Albert Einstein, 17-year-old male. So again, as soon as you type the first letter and the first two letters, it narrows the found patients down. So if you've already had the person in, which is usually, I guess 2 out of 3 times because they come back for a couple of visits, then you don't have to retype in the details for them. So you set the appointment time up, you start typing the last name, you find the person in the list, and set the appointment for them. So we're just doing this for a couple of patients here. We'll just sort of quickly go through these, make it easier to have a few set up for us. So there's a list of patients that we put in this for this morning. All just fake names. So you can see there's a whole bunch of people from the same family. Now what we could do is show that person's arrived. As soon as you click on that they've arrived, their color turns blue, and that turns blue on everybody's computer that's looking at this list within about a second of it happening. And then the same thing happens when you actually select a room that they go into. Everybody's list automatically changes color to red, and it puts a room number in. Now you can do things like we can change the room in case we decide something didn't work out in that room, and then it would update in everybody's screen. We could also just edit patient info here if they've come in and you found out that you now know what their internal number was on the internal system. You can type that in. You can also change if you found out any better birth date information, or they said that what we had in the database was wrong. So we adjust accordingly. Now we get to pick from the 9 templates that we have on tap. There's an example of treatment today. You pick the height, you pick the weight. This is all set up to make it very easy on a tablet. It's all just one button, press away. You don't have to go in and type in specific numbers, just hit the number on the button. Same for the teeth numbers here. Now you could go in and edit the working diagnosis and type something in yourself. So all of them work by filling in button presses. Will automatically fill in the items, but if you want to manually override that, you just put your cursor, or if you're on the computer, or you put your finger into that white area and just type away. So it might be faster in some situations, if you know their medications, to just type them in direct instead of going through this list and looking them up. Since we're working with teeth from the upper side, we'll do upper arch risk. And I can pick local anesthetic if there's more than one used. kind of sutures, and then medications. So what we're doing is essentially just pressing all the buttons that we need to. Here we went and saved it without finishing the document. And that allows us to go in and edit that one further. You notice it's in italics. That means it started. And if we click on that, we're going to notice the fact that we don't have any more options for templates because we've already started filling in one of the templates out for the person. We can bring this person into another room. We can pick a template for them. Also treatment today. We'll fill this one out. Pretty big 9-year-old male, I guess. Gonna select some medical conditions. Lower arch here. Now, if we know we're done, we can click on the data entry complete. That actually puts them directly to the color green or yellow or whatever color that is. I'm colorblind, so it's one of those two. But that other one has not been set to be finished, so we can go back in. It pulls up the information we had in that one. We can adjust it accordingly, and then say the data entry is complete. And now it will also change to yellow. So now Albert Einstein, we can add as a return to clinic note or a follow-up note. They turn to gray, and if you do a page refresh, they're going to be removed from there. I could automatically remove it, but if we do that, then all of a sudden that list changes in the middle of wanting to click on it. So I'd rather it just be updated by somebody clicking on the page refresh if that's needed. So on everybody's, they would have turned gray on all the screens. We could even edit the patient information here, but we'll go on and finish this one off, and then we're going to take a look at what this looks like. Bring another couple people that they've arrived. One of the appointment we found out has changed to 1 o'clock. As you'll notice, that appointment there gets moved to 1 o'clock in our list. That would update on everybody's screen. So we're now going to log in as the administrative view of somebody who finalizes these documents and sort of creates the PDF file. The timing there is the 3 stages from when they've arrived to when they've been in a room to when they've left. And those are the number of minutes in between. So because we've typed these in very quickly, you'll see that it was holding that document for a total of 5 minutes. That's when it was italicized, and we're in the middle of it. We didn't save it outright. Notice there it says tooth number 17 because there's only one tooth. When I go to the other one, we had 46, 45, and 37. So it says removal of teeth. So there's little things like that, and these can be adjusted as we go along. If there's other ones that make it easier, or the proper wording based on the information that was put in. So you notice it automatically highlights the patient with a highlighter, the patient name. We can adjust all the text in here. So this is left usually to the doc to finally trim up the document to put exactly what they want based on the what happened with the patient. So we just type in some extra little notes that we know about. And notice here, I'm going to hit save. And all that does is save any changes you've done. It looks like nothing's happened. You just hit save. But if we close it, that will actually... So I took away the 2 periods and I hit close. And if I go back into it again, you'll notice the 2 periods are gone. So if you hit save and close, just whatever it's at, it will save it. We've now pushed this one off to create the PDF. We've finalized the document. It now cannot be changed because it's a PDF. And you'll notice several other changes have been put in here. And so now it's a PDF file. Notice here, we can adjust the little details as we go. That's all we wanted to do. Put a hard return in there, and that's also created a PDF file for us. Print right from here. It's also created these 2 files into a directory. We'll have a look at that in a bit. There they are. So the 2 files that were created are automatically dropped into a directory that can be administered by anybody in the office. They can then reprint these, do whatever they want. Usually archive them, put them in another directory for easily retrieval later. But you'll notice the numbering system is the date of the appointment, the time of the appointment, and then there's 2 internal numbers. It's the internal user number and then the internal appointment number. And so we can log back in and continue editing. So usually one person does the one role, which is finalizing. That's usually the doc. And then the data entry is just done by either somebody on a PC or somebody on a tablet computer. Tablet's the easiest way of doing the entry for this. You notice here there's certain things that what it does is if it forces you to fill in why it's not checked if you don't actually check both of those items. So we'll see later that if we don't fill in the information that what we're supposed to do and we actually try and finish this document, we're going to notice that it just stops you from completing if we haven't done that work. So we have here the status of who the patient presents from. And that's simply because if we change that person's, we're going to change their age to make them somebody a little bit older. And then we'll notice there's a difference when we go in to edit that AIDS consult there. There's a paragraph at the bottom. And normally with somebody older, they wouldn't present with mom, dad, work, or a legal guardian. But there's the paragraph there that explains that the person's 49 and they should be having their wisdom teeth taken out earlier. And that sentence there doesn't exist when the person is 14 years old. So we bring them back to a younger age. And now we see that the person's 15. We go back into it, and we're going to notice there's that paragraph missing. And that's because if they're at the proper age for getting wisdom teeth taken out, I know 14's a bit young, and you wouldn't be doing it normally at 14 or 15 years old, but it's just to show when you're above, I think it's 18 is the number we're using, then it makes sure it warns you that you're not at the optimum age. And you pass that on to the patient. So we're just going to quickly fill in some stuff here. Notice that we didn't have everything entered at the top, so it says you must enter weight and height, and explanation of why they've not viewed the video, because that's not been done. So we could put their weight and their height in first. And then notice that goes away the why not checked. And if they haven't gone through the written info, then you have to put a note in to state that. Not finalized it, so it's still in italics, so it could still go be edited. So there we've actually finalized that patient. Put some other details in here. So we log back in as the person who can finalize the documents. We see that that person's there's his waiting, and we're going to notice that I'm just going to bring this document back up. When we hit save and finalize, a new document's going to be popped into that directory there. So save and finalize. We're happy with the document. Quickly open that up, and you notice that the new document gets dropped directly into the PDF file. So there's the document right here. So you see the notes in the document. Log back in as the regular user, and we can finish up other ones if we wanted to. Set them in a room. So notice when we use local, we don't need our NPO status, but we use intravenous, we do need escort and time off. Put some treatment summary in there directly if you wanted to. So normally these two jobs of the person who's doing the finalization, the doc, and are done by separate people. So normally you don't log in as one and go back and forth. I'm just showing the two sides of it here. So what it looks like on the back end, so you know what you're creating when you're filling this out. This editable file that gets saved to a PDF file. And there's the PDF file that it's created. We could print it right from there, or even save it somewhere else. And there's our file that's created. You notice it adds the type, like General Consult or AIDS Consult or Local, to the end of the file name. Well, I hope this gives you a good understanding of what's going on. Thanks.